introduction. Won't you please listen to this record chronologically about AK4 and his best friend just doing their thing when they could not pretend that they were graffitiing on the block, listening to that dirty old hip-hop, trying to make it every single day, trying to make it every single way. Mama didn't know and daddy didn't care that they're spray painting in the air, putting up their burners and their murals all the time, waiting for the policeman to come anytime. So they decided to run away from the cops coming now every single day. So they decided to rock the block with a can of spray paint, listen to hip-hop. There it goes, AK4, spray painting his name all over the world. There he goes, AK4, spray painting his name all over the world. There he goes, AK4, spray painting his name all over the world. There he goes, AK4, spray painting his name all over the world. AK4, just 16, dropping out of school, gonna make his own rules. Rolling around on a skateboard, concrete and pavement, his world. It was just a coincidence that they saw the same sunset. Jelly roll, we'll use parachute from Payless, nothing new. People wondered about him with his hoodie on, black jacket, Santa Cruz. Poverty suits him, says the voice in his head, wondering what age should expire. The streets are hard for him, but he's used to a starving belly. Empty of cash, he decides what the next alternative to his freedom is. Kick, push, keep going, AK4. 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 Dodging a different crew all the time, mesmerized by the way that he spray paints. Remaining unaffiliated is his dream, but some others just don't think so. When they told him to join up, he just ran away. The cops are there, but he doesn't care, so he puts up his name anyway. She's with another man, but he understands that wealth and desire are the same thing. So he rolls on the streets to pass the time, dodging hoods and beats. Missing time with his family, but the police don't think that he's worth anything. So they decided to roll up on him and ask him what he's doing. Kick, push, keep going, AK4. 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 Hawking food, hawking paint, just another way to survive these streets. Hawking food, hawking paint, just another way for him to eat. AK4 knows what it's like to be on the streets. Hawking food, hawking paint at the gas station, getting himself a fake ID. Just wanna skate away the day, said AK's for his friend in the haze. Not paying attention to the aftermath of math class, kids in the corner smoking grass. But he had the bandwidth to understand the sound of estimation, so he poised a guess about where his freedoms are. Locked away in a principal's office, it's hard to score his skateboard. When the world hits the rhythm of his freedom, he decides to rebel with every ounce of energy given to him. Rebellion suits him like color suits an artist. Painting away with a pen, he tags his name. Skate. All I wanna do is skate. All I wanna do is skate. People try to understand, but he has no plan to graduate from this place. Dad keeps on yelling at him to join the military, even though his gut says the contrary. He longs for the half-pipe like a pagan longs for the starlight. He would do anything to get away, his dream saved in the corner for a rainy day. But he doesn't understand what it means to retrieve them from a heart-shaped box. A hiding place he keeps under padlock, just like a skateboard in the principal's office. So he decides to break in, it's the only way to win, committing acts of sin. Hopefully he won't get caught by the cops on the block, searching every kid's bag for the tools that he had. Bell didn't ring before he left class. No girl can understand the future that he has, so he skates away on a cloudy day, abandoning class for the cityscape, looking for his friend after school, not knowing any rules. He goes to the half-pipe to fulfill his dreams in this life. Life's too short for him, so he takes out a pen and paints. His name is Skate. All I wanna do 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 is skate. Curves to his tire, bending air, getting ever higher. Cops don't see him, but he's none the wiser to understand that he has no plan. So he keeps on skateboarding like a man. On the half-pipe, he's getting higher. Without a helmet, he's reaching for the sky. Doesn't wanna die, clouds in front of him, he never asks why. Spending time at the gas station with his fake ID, looking for all the cool kids just to leave him alone. Buys a pack of cigarettes and smokes it, at least it's not weed. So he decides that the next thing that he's gonna do is just standing in the sunset, waiting for another one to come by. Standing in the sunset, staring at the pavement, wondering why nobody else is there, but he doesn't care about losing time. So he decides that the next thing for him to do is to be mesmerized by spray painting his name every day, tagging up the street corner right next to the gas station. What will they say? But he doesn't really mind very much about the custodians. He just knows that the best thing for him to do is sit and stare. Being bored at the gas station, no one seems to care. Being bored at the gas station, no one else is there. Being bored at the gas station, he doesn't really care. Being bored at the gas station, there's no one really there. It's just another country thing that he keeps doing. He doesn't like the way that people keep on staring. So he moves on with his pack of cigarettes and his can of spray paint, going to Ace Hardware next to buy more paint. He's got a fake ID in his back pocket, wondering if he can hide it with his mother's locket. Too precious to give away, but not precious enough to lose. AK-4 down by the gas station, nothing left to do. Trapped in a heart-shaped box, she said, wondering what it's like to be dead. Took these 2 pills, went straight to my head, just another echo in paradise. Then she heard the sound of spray paint whispering in the moonlight. Didn't know who it was at first, so she decided to ride on by. Didn't want a conversation with him for fear of getting jumped. So she hit the curb with her skateboard, ignoring the Michelangelo in the park. Gotta keep painting, he said to himself, maybe she'll go away. But at that moment, something magical happened in the way she moved. Maybe it was the light of the moon, maybe it was the beer he drank that afternoon, but all of a sudden she looked beautiful to him, just 2 souls echoing in paradise, wandering like stars in the night. No fluorescent light, only pale white. Under the orb of the sky, the 2 did fly, sharing the nighttime, holding each other tight. Just 2 souls echoing in paradise, wandering like stars in the night. No fluorescent light, only pale white. Under the orb of the sky, the 2 did fly, sharing the nighttime, holding each other tight. They made a pact to be together forever, rose upon a thorn, and they never betrayed each other's trust and took each other's heart-shaped box away for another day. Rain or shine, they would meet with each other. More love he had for her than his brother, but meeting wasn't enough for them. So he decided on a blood pact stronger than a ring, said the voice in his head. They asked a witch named Sky to perform a ritual for them. Sky was 26, maybe 27. He'd do this little ritual to get to heaven. He had done a lot of things he'd regret. The coke, the weed, the gangs, instead of being in love at the age of 16. Maybe the kid was really 17. Doesn't take a dreamer to understand what love is. Doesn't take a musician to tell them the truth. So they decided to perform the ritual together with this young man named Sky. But he told them at the age of 27 there were things that you learn to regret. They just ignored his voice in their head, telling him to stop while they were still ahead. Just two souls, echoing in paradise, wandering like stars in the night. No fluorescent light, only pale white. Under the orb of the sky, the two did fly, sharing the nighttime, holding each other tight. Just two souls, echoing in paradise, wandering like stars in the night. No fluorescent light, only pale white. Under the orb of the sky, the two did fly, sharing the nighttime, holding each other tight. Maybe he didn't read the runes right that day. Maybe he didn't understand that it wasn't okay for him to go out late at night and graffiti away his time. His girlfriend told him not to. His best friend just smiled, said, "Do you want to?" So they both went out on their skateboards to write away their names. Better run, AK-4. The cops are coming and they're almost at your door. Better run, AK-4. The cops are coming and they're almost at your door. Better run, AK-4. The cops are coming and they're almost at your door. Better run, AK-4. The cops are coming and they're almost at your door. Never started static with a bulletproof vest. Didn't have colors to front like the rest. Just a good kid with a can of spray paint, with his best friend writing away their names. The day was almost done, so they decided to have some fun. When they went out late at night, trying to understand if the cops were in the moonlight, and they saw them graffitiing away, two figures just trying to make it another day. It was just a habit of theirs to do it sometime around the afternoon. Then the cops showed up with their Glocks and said, "Hey kids, you better stop." One did, but the other one decided to try to run away. Better run, AK-4. The cops are coming and they're almost at your door. Better run, AK-4. The cops are coming and they're almost at your door. Better run, AK-4. The cops are coming and they're almost at your door. Better run, AK-4. The cops are coming and they're almost at your door. AK-4 about to be arrested. Everything he does can be contested, but he didn't have a family to go back to. Even if he did, he wouldn't want to. Then they found his mom's name in his cell phone, gave her a call just to let her know that they got a 16-year-old with her name, with a can of spray paint trying to make fame. Wonder where my friend went off to, because he wasn't there when the police showed up. Didn't know much about the neighborhood when we decided to tag. But when they're gone, he feels real brave, like a real man of the ghetto. Now I'm sitting back of a cop car, wondering what to do. Spending time with him is great, we share a couple of drinks. But when someone like me's in need, he tends to get cold feet. "Sorry man," he says, "when the cops are here I have to leave. Didn't mean to act this way, so forgive me please." Best friends don't make great friends. Best friends tend to leave. Best friends don't make great friends and abandon you in times of need. Best friends don't make great friends. Best friends tend to leave. Best friends don't make great friends and abandon you in times of need. Thinking he's the epitome of bravery, doesn't understand what it's like to be me. Trapped with the police, doesn't seem like a good date to me. Wonder if he really cares at all. I hope to God he trips and falls while he does his thing. Watch out, I'm cursing you right now. If you get wise, you'll follow me to the police station and show a little support for a best friend. Sorry's not enough, punk, to forgive what you just did to me. Understand, my girl's mine, don't look at her in the way I think you do half the time. You lazy good for nothing, son of a bitch. It's time for you to rethink your position about our friendship here and now. If you don't, I really don't understand how. Best friends don't make great friends. Best friends tend to leave. Best friends don't make great friends and abandon you in times of need. Best friends don't make great friends. Best friends tend to leave. Best friends don't make great friends and abandon you in times of need. This is the final call before the curtain falls. AK-4's hands sweaty on the table, not knowing what his verdict will be. With uncertainty he tries to make peace, but he can't stand the judge's command of probation with volunteer work, so he pays a fine. It's better than doing time. He would hit rewind on one's own life if it meant separation from his girlfriend. He meets with her, they hold hands. Blue skies turn to gray as winter approaches its peak. Just like the coal cell block he's avoided, more he thinks about how it could have been avoided. Him getting caught by the cops, he should have run away rather than stayed. This is the final call before the curtain falls. AK-4 doesn't fear at all the sound the gaffle makes. If he can't live, wields a shorter life better anyways. I guess labor is a price to pay in order to make it through the day. So he works on getting a job somewhere at the liquor store where his problems are solved. The manager is nice to him, but he can see what it's like in order to be in need. The judge was a stern-faced man who doesn't understand that the art AK-4 is his life. Without it, he would be chaos and strife. This is the final call before the curtain falls. AK-4's hand doesn't know it all. He tries to spray paint in his mind while he's at the cash register doing his time. Murling instead of working, putting up burners in his head, never thinking about where it could lead to. He tells his manager about his art, they just laugh it off as a passing phase. The way he creates, soon he'll mesmerize them with the way he paints. But the judge doesn't find it amusing and decides to give him his verdict. AK-4 knows the cops want him dead for the way he puts up a throw up instead of sitting in school, filling his head with the bullshit they try to teach him. AK-4 was never very good at following the rules. He just wants to be free with his girlfriend. On probation, ain't no vacation. AK-4 steady in his relationship, trying to get through the day, but he can't, so he tries to smoke it away. He's putting rocks in a bucket in the hot burning sun. He's saying fuck it, trying to get back to school, but he really can't, so he makes his own rules. AK-4 rebelling against society, got the itch to paint that just won't leave. AK-4 rebelling against society, got the itch to paint that just won't leave. AK-4 rebelling against society, got the itch to paint that just won't leave. AK-4 rebelling against society, got the itch to paint that just won't leave. Mama can't help him and neither can daddy, so he goes to a therapist to see if he's happy. AK-4 tells the therapist what he wants to hear every single day cause it's drawing near. In truth, he just wants to paint away his days. In actuality, he just wants to get blazed. But the therapist knows what's best for him, so he keeps on telling him that he's doing great. Probation officer seems to see the future, checks AK-4 for his possessions, says don't get wise son, do what you think is best. Don't go out and graffiti with the rest. Stay at home and do your homework. Be a good kid for once in your life, my friend. But AK-4 is not gonna pretend. When it's all over, it's back to the street. AK-4 rebelling against society, got the itch to paint that just won't leave. AK-4 rebelling against society, got the itch to paint that just won't leave. AK-4 rebelling against society, got the itch to paint that just won't leave. AK-4 rebelling against society, got the itch to paint that just won't leave. He's just doing his thing the best he can. AK-4 is on probation, doing what he has to do to survive. AK-4 is not gonna make it out alive, but he tries in the best way that he can to be a better man. But his probation officer doesn't think so, so at the end of the day he just leaves. Going down to the liquor store, gonna pick up myself a 40. The man behind the counter said I'm gonna need some ID. I showed him my card and he smiled real hard, and this is what he said to me. You look like a happy kid up there at the age of 17. I said I was very happy, but now I'm full of regrets. He just smiled at me and said I was blissful and ignorant. I said sometimes it's better to be blissful than it is to be wise, because times are getting harder and sometimes it's better not to know why. But the man behind the counter just smiled and said, here's your brew. AK-4 was stacking shells when he heard the entire conversation. He just took a picture of himself and sent it to his girlfriend. When I'm out of here, I'm going to the skate park, then I'm gonna graffiti all day, living a life that's totally blissful, but the wisdom's on its way. Say 16 doesn't last very long, neither does 17, 18, or 19. Soon he'll be an old man just like me, because he's not thinking. Getting out of the liquor store, he says to himself he's not gonna be that way, waiting for his girlfriend to show herself so that they can go spray. Down by the anarchy sign, he waits and lights up a cigarette. But he doesn't have any regrets yet, so he must be getting blissful. Sometimes better to be wise, and that's what he wanted to say. But he knows that time things won't be his way. He wondered about the bills he'll have to pay and about what life was like after school. But he doesn't think about that now, instead he just rolls on his skateboard. Kick, push, go, AK-4. In one hand a rolling, in the other a reaper staff. Doesn't know where he's getting the cash, all he knows is the gats in the bag. In one hand a rolling, in the other a reaper staff. Got the cash up on the floor, ghetto paradise is all he has. AK-4 prays the saint of the ghetto. Now he knows he's feeling kinda mellow, but he's not graffitiing anymore. Instead he's behind a desk, working like it's a chore. Soon he'll be back on the block with his girlfriend, ready to rock. But for now he just sits and waits for his shift to end, and he wasn't late. Then a man with black glasses on walks in and says these words to him. Hey kid, put the money in the bag. If you don't, then I'm gonna have to shoot you. I don't really care about my life on parole, and I don't want to lose this job either. Then around his neck there swung a pendant, and AK-4 recognized it as in one hand a rope, in the other a reaper staff. Doesn't know where he's getting the cash, all he knows is the gats in the bag. In one hand a rope, in the other a reaper staff. Got the cash up on the ghetto paradise is all he has. AK-4 did as he was told, put the money in the bag. He was feeling kinda old, but he didn't realize that the man was smiling. Saw the same necklace swinging down his neck. Hey kid, me too, he said to him. I pray to that saint too. She's great for the criminal minded, but I was wondering about what your time is, because I know that a young man like you just to get through. But this time you won't stop, because I'm gonna put away my Glock. If you want to, we could be partners in a drug dealing game. But AK-4 had no interest in this, and he said no thank you to him. In one hand a rope, in the other a reaper staff. Doesn't know where he's getting the cash, all he knows is the gats in the bag. In one hand a rope, in the other a reaper staff. Got the cash up on the floor, ghetto paradise is all he has. Trapped in the waiting room with nothing to do, her boyfriend strapped to the gurney. Doctor won't let her in because she's worried about what she might see. 2 gunshot wounds to the chest and he's bleeding out. There's nothing more that they can do except hope and pray that he'll make it through another day. Trapped in the waiting room with death, hopefully I can make it through this. Trapped in the waiting room with death, hopefully I can make it through this. Trapped in the waiting room with death, hopefully I can make it through this. Trapped in the waiting room with death, hopefully I can make it through this. He sees an angel of death on his shoulder, wondering if he'll come back when he's older. For now he just sits in the waiting room, wondering what else is there to do. His best friend is sitting in the gurney, his girlfriend keeps on crying for him. So he sits down and he prays that his best friend will make it through the day. He keeps on tripping on the drugs they're giving him. He can't hear what they're trying to say to him. He just tries to make it through the day, but he can't understand a word that they say. The doctor says that he needs to rest. He just got shot twice in the chest, but he's looking outside and he wonders why. There's a black crow in the sky, trapped in the waiting room with death. Hopefully I can make it through this. Trapped in the waiting room with death. Hopefully I can make it through this. Trapped in the waiting room with death. Hopefully I can make it through this. Trapped in the waiting room with death. Hopefully I can make it through this. AK-4 doesn't know what's going on. He just knows that there's something wrong. Doctor's not smiling, girlfriend's crying, best friend's trying to understand why he's dying. There's nothing left for them to do except go through the medical bills too. Girlfriend cries away her day, but the boyfriend fronts the cash so he'll pay. I'm seeing crows, I'm seeing ravens, I'm seeing sparrows, and I'm wishing I were dead. I'm seeing crows, I'm seeing ravens, I'm seeing sparrows, and I'm wishing I were dead. I'm seeing crows, I'm seeing ravens, wishing for sparrows, cause I am misbehaving. I'm seeing crows, I'm seeing ravens, wishing for sparrows, and I am misbehaving. Wondering what I'm about to do next. Sitting on the gurney without a bulletproof vest. Got these two slugs rolling in my chest. My girlfriend's crying just like the rest. I hope I can make it through the day. I hope I can wake up for another day. Cause my girl seems to be crying, and my boy, he is lying. I'm seeing crows, I'm seeing ravens, I'm seeing sparrows, and I'm wishing I were dead. I'm seeing crows, I'm seeing ravens, I'm seeing sparrows, and I'm wishing I were dead. I'm seeing crows, I'm seeing ravens, wishing for sparrows, cause I am misbehaving. I'm seeing crows, I'm seeing ravens, wishing for sparrows, and I am misbehaving. Wondering what it's like to get through the day. They have me hooked on morphine, I don't feel okay. I'm tripping out in the voices in my head. They're trying to get me out of bed, but I can't do what they want me to do, because it's hard to walk and it's hard to breathe. With these slugs that are floating around in my chest, I need to go to another place. I'm seeing crows, I'm seeing ravens, I'm seeing sparrows, and I'm wishing I were dead. I'm seeing crows, I'm seeing ravens, I'm seeing sparrows, and I'm wishing I were dead. I'm seeing crows, I'm seeing ravens, wishing for sparrows, cause I am misbehaving. I'm seeing crows, I'm seeing ravens, wishing for sparrows, and I am misbehaving. Hey Mary, why don't you run with me? Hey Mary, why don't you come with me? I'm lying on the ground right now, beating on the concrete, and I don't know how I'm gonna make it through the day, if I can't get it out of the way. Hey Mary, why don't you come with me? Hey Mary, why don't you run with me? AK-4 wondering what to do with two slugs in his chest. He decided to wake up from his dream about crows and ravens. The surgery went okay, but his girlfriend didn't think so. He got up and said, marry me, but his girlfriend was thinking about revenge, you see. Bang, bang, bang was all she wanted to do to the thugs who had shot him. Revenge is hard to come by, but she'll get it done anyways. Revenge is hard to come by, but she'll get it done anyways. Revenge is hard to come by, but she'll get it done anyways. Revenge is hard to come by, but she'll get it done anyways. AK-4 felt a little bit surprised when his girlfriend looked deep into his eyes and said, honey, I'm gonna avenge you. Even though you didn't die, this is what it's come to. I'm gonna get myself an AK and blow those gangster thugs away. So if you try to stop me, it's useless, because revenge is easy for me. Better run, run away. She's got an AK-47 on its way. She doesn't know how to use the gun yet, but she knows that if you pull the trigger, they'll end up dead. But she decided that the best thing to do was respect her boyfriend's wishes. They decided that the best thing to do was not call the cops quite yet. Revenge is hard to come by, but she'll get it done anyways. Revenge is hard to come by, but she'll get it done anyways. Revenge is hard to come by, but she'll get it done anyways. Revenge is hard to come by, but she'll get it done anyways. Revenge is hard to come by, but she'll get it done anyways. Revenge is hard to come by, but she'll get it done anyways. Revenge is hard to come by, but she'll get it done anyways. Revenge is hard to come by, but she'll get it done anyways. 8K4's last swan song doesn't really know about where he went wrong. His girlfriend disappeared on him that day. She was seeking revenge and it wasn't okay. He thought about calling the cops, but he knew that they wouldn't stop. So he decided to drop everything and try to find her for the next episode.